Are you ready to dive into the dramatic and controversial world of Eminem's relationship with his mother? From a tormented childhood to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, this story has it all. Find out how the rapper's lyrics about his mother led to a legal battle and how the relationship has evolved over the years. Keep watching Celebritea Central to discover one of the most infamous moments in the history of rap music. In this video, we'll explore when it happened, how it happened, and what amount of money she eventually got from him. But first, let's get some context. Marshall Mathers and Debbie Mathers have always had a fragile relationship. When Eminem was growing up, he hated his mother mainly because they were constantly moving. He recalls his childhood as a tormented time in which he was forced to attend 15 different schools while his mother chased boyfriends from city to city. Eminem's mother only loved him until he was 8 years old, and by the time he was 15, she was demanding that he either help with bills or be thrown out of the house. With so much of Eminem's early music discussing this harsh Detroit upbringing, it was inevitable that at some point he would rap about his and his mother's poor relationship. This happened for the first time in 1999 after releasing the now incredibly popular song My Name Is, which included the lines 99% of my life I was lied to. I just found out my mom does more dope than I do. I told her I'd grow up to be a famous rapper, make a record about doing drugs, and name it after her. Although when Marshall's mom listened to the song following its release, she would publicly defend herself by stating that his upbringing was the exact opposite of what he described. When Eminem's mom was asked about all the stuff he said about her doing drugs and his rough childhood, she would respond by stating that it wasn't true, and that's what hurt her so much. She's a good Christian, and prayer has kept her going. She was never neglectful, a pill popper, or a welfare collector. He was too spoiled, and anything he wanted, she would just buy it and she'd go without. She sheltered him too much, and she thinks there's little resentment from that. To be fair to Debbie Mathers, there's evidence suggesting that Eminem didn't actually have a rough upbringing. Eminem's younger half-brother Todd Nelson stated in an interview that Marshall was always very resentful over not having a father figure in his life growing up. He felt like he missed out on a lot, but all this stuff about him being abused as a child is so far from the truth it's just laughable. Debbie did everything she could for him when he was growing up. She brought him his first car, a Lincoln Continental, and ran around after him so he didn't have to take responsibility for anything. She's done the same with her youngest, Nathan, and he's growing up to be an equally spoiled brat. But back to the lawsuit. On September 20th, 1999, at a time when Debbie Mathers was conveniently close to bankruptcy, she picked the first lawyer she found in the Yellow Pages named Fred Gibson and filed a $10 million defamation lawsuit against Marshall Mathers. She stated that his comments had caused various forms of emotional distress, including diminished self-esteem, humiliation, sleepless nights, harm to her credit rating, and even the loss of her mobile home. Eminem's lawyer would come forward to state that the lawsuit was without merit and that the lyrics were clearly understood to be a joke by anyone listening. He also revealed that Eminem had been financially supporting his mother for years, sending her money and gifts, and even buying her a new house. Despite this, the lawsuit went ahead, and the court case lasted for over 2 years, and the matter was finally settled in 2001 when the two parties reached a settlement. The terms of the settlement were not disclosed, but it's believed that Eminem paid his mother several $100,000. In addition, Eminem agreed to have no further public comment on his relationship with his mother. Following the lawsuit, Eminem continued to include references to his mother in his music. In 2002, he released the song Cleaning Out My Closet, which featured the lines, "I hope you hear it, we can talk, or we can go our separate ways." The song was widely interpreted as an attempt to reconcile with his mother, although he continued to criticize her in subsequent songs. In recent years, Eminem's relationship with his mother has remained strained. In 2019, he released the song Stepdad, in which he rapped about his tumultuous upbringing and the impact his mother's partners had on his life. He also referenced his mother's lawsuit, rapping, "My own mother is suing me for $20 million and saying that she needs money to get off drugs." Despite their difficult relationship, Eminem has publicly spoken about his love for his mother. In a 2014 interview with Rolling Stone, he said, "No matter what, I love my mom. She's always been there for me. She's always been my rock." In conclusion, Eminem's relationship with his mother has been a complicated one, marked by years of resentment and animosity. His decision to include references to his mother in his music led to a lawsuit that was eventually settled out of court. While the terms of the settlement were not disclosed, it's believed that Eminem paid his mother several $100,000. Despite their difficult relationship, Eminem has publicly spoken about his love for his mother, and his music continues to be shaped by his experiences growing up in Detroit. Well guys, that's all for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll check you again later.